Oh, welcome back my gardening friends. Well, it's not a very nice today, a little bit of wet. It was lovely and dry on Saturday. Unfortunately, we spent most of the day in hospital with Mrs. K. I'll update you another time. But yes, I am a little rushed, so if you feel I'm rushing, my apologies, but I do need to get home shortly. So, long routes in the polytunnel. The outdoor one, I've got a 200 litre barrel with a timer, etc. But indoors, it's a little bit high, so I've just come up with this little wacky idea. So we've got the irrigation. That little clip in the middle of the screen there normally goes into that feed pipe, the big thick one. But I've drilled a very small pilot hole, pushed it in, turned it round, and then created this. That's on off, but you can turn it so it does do a drip, and it basically just drips into the guttering. So we'll show you that now. So I've got 8 1 litre bottles. I've only filled one up because I need to fill these up today because my long parsnips have chitted. I've put them into the kitchen rolls and now they're growing. Once you get to 2 leaves, the tap roots can get down to about 8 to 12 inches, so I need to be bringing them up and then placing them in the top, and hopefully they will drop down. And I'll just get you a little bit closer. As you can see, it's that one there that we've filled up, and there it is, dripping away. It only lasts about half an hour, but if I water it with a watering can, there's a good chance the soil will just shoot out and end up in the water holding area below. This is where, hopefully, these gutters are 4 meters long. I've only ever had one a little bit longer than 4 meters, but if the root does end up coming to the end of the gutter and it drops into the water and continues growing, they even grow when you harvest them. They still try and find a way. As we always say, nature always finds a way. But I think that will be a better idea, because trying to water them with a water can, I'm never going to give them a litre. But if I fill all those up when I get to the allotment, fill them up again halfway through, and then again before I leave, I think I can keep these moist enough to encourage the roots to come all the way down to the end and get me a place in at Malvern with the giant vegetable show. So I'll just put you on the tripod and I'll fill these up. I've wet the compost. Last year we had disaster. Put the dry compost in, put the irrigation on, and by the time I knew it, all the compost had gone and the plants were still trying to grow, but no good. So lessons learned, and hopefully in here we'll get them going, and hopefully they'll be longer in here than they will be outside. This is the pond on the outside. Personally, the best roots I've grown have been on the inside, but it's all about taking part. I've got a few adjustments on this, so it just makes it easier for me to cover them, remove them and empty them. And there's the 200 litre tank up there. Nick from Nick's Allotment has got a very similar system, and his barrel's way up and his worked extremely well. I attached the timer to the end of the tap there. So this compost has been sifted through this fire guard, very fine, to make sure that it makes it easier for the roots to travel down and easier to wash off, because there shouldn't be any debris on the roots at all. And those fibrous roots, you do have to have patience. So that's the 2 gutters full for the parsnips. Then we'll have a carrot and a beetroot in here. and I know I've got 2 parsnips growing really well. I've left a bit of a gap at the top. I can fill the top in once I've slipped the... Hello, Mr. Crow. Once I've slipped the tubes in, and I'll do a short video on that if I'm able, but obviously if my videos stop, you know why. More important in life than gardening sometimes. Right, let's get the covers on top. With this guttering, the guttering sits over the top easier. Normally I put the guttering inside. Well, any weeds, seeds that fall down, start to grow up, so putting it on the outside is a lot better. I shan't fasten them because I shall have to adjust them at the top, so there's enough room for the parsnip, carrot and beetroots to grow. And then we just leave them to it. Water, water, water. There should be enough feed in this compost as it travels down to last it till mid-September. Some silly sausage left the guttering under here whilst I was building it. I'm having to squeeze it through that gap, guys. Because I've built that, that's made it awkward as well. Never mind, it can be done. I'm not going to cut this guttering. I'll be able to see or feel if there's any roots hanging out the bottom. I'm not putting any cable ties on this at the moment, but I should be able to get easy access from up here, and then I can put plenty of compost in. And as you can see, it's got to be a good half an hour, and it's still dribbling away, so that should help the compost. Obviously it's going to have resistance, and the compost should soak it up as it goes. As you can hear, I think it's going to be a DIY day today. I'll make sure Mrs. K's okay. And as always, she always says, with me looking after her, she'd rather poke her eyes out with a cocktail stick. I just don't know what she means. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Ta-ra for now.